Hey guys, this is Balu and today in this tutorial I will show how you can easily create product CGI ads in Blender. So hope you guys will find the video useful, and without any further delay, let's start today's video. So here I got this footage from Pixabay. I will leave a link in the description if you want to use the same. So here the footage length is of 35 seconds. I will reduce this to 10 seconds. So press and right click and come to work area. Okay, so now here you can see we got this camera movement. So in this kind of footages where we want to place 3D objects, first we need to track camera. So for that, let's select the footage from timeline, go to this window and enable tracker from here. So now being selected this footage, click on this track camera. So it will track the footage and gives us some tracking points. So here our tracking is done and we got some track points here. So first of all, come to this advanced options and look for this average error value. So here the value is 0.34 pixels, which is fine. Anything less than 1 pixels will be good. By any chance, if you got this error value more, just click on this detailed analysis option. It will track the footage once again and gives us a lot more track points, which may reduce the error value. So here I want to place the product. So for that reason, let me close this. So I will select these track points here. I'll select these track points, hold left mouse click and drag around these track solids and right click, create solid and camera. So now you can see we got a tracker created, camera tracker created and a track solid. So let's increase the scaling here. So I will increase this to 2500. Okay, so let's rotate this. So now if I play this, you can see we got our track solid staying in its position. And if you want to look at clearly, let's add a grid effect. So let's add grid effect and let's change this to red. Okay, so now if I play this once again, you can see our track solid is staying in its position and it is following the camera movement. So now we need to export this tracking data from After Effects to Blender. So for that I will be using scripts which are free to download. So I will leave a link in the description for these pages. So here just click on this download raw file. Simply click on the download raw file. It will be downloaded and again come to this file. This is from importing the tracking data to Blender. So again click on this download raw file. It will be imported. And in After Effects, in order to install that one, go to this file, scripts, install script file and locate the file and restart After Effects. And in Blender, go to this edit, preferences, add-ons and drop down, install from disk and locate the file. So here I will select this one. So it is in downloads. So here you can say import composition to data. Simply click on that and install from disk. It will be loaded. And by the way, here I am using 4.3 version. Okay, so if I go to this and splash screen, here you can see I am using 4.3.2 version. Okay, nice. So now we need to select both track solid and tracker camera. Go to this file option, script. Here we will get the option export composition data to JSON. Simply click on that. So here select a location where you want to save the file. So I will quickly select this location and save file name as 7777. Save it and export. So once this is done, you can close After Effects. So let me close After Effects here and open Blender. So here I'm using 4.3 version. So now let's import the tracking data into Blender. So go to this file option, import. Here we got this After Effects composition data. Simply click on that and locate the file. So here I got the file and import AE composition. So now you can see we got this camera and track solid. So if I press 0 on the keyboard, we can see through camera. We got the track solid, but there is no footage available. So let's select the camera here. Come to this camera options, enable this background images, expand this one, add image. So since we are using movie clip, let's change this to movie clip, open and select the footage and open clip. And let's increase the opacity here and let's select this one. So here first thing we need to do is we need to move one frame tracking data. So After Effects starts from 0 frame, whereas Blender starts from 1 frame. So here we got tracking data 1 frame forward. So this is the tracking data keyframes. So first select the tracking data keyframes. So press A, place cursor on this timeline, press A to select all the keyframes. Now press G and move 1 frame backward. So now this tracking data starts from first frame. Nice. So now if I play this, you can see our track solid is staying in its position and now we can add any 3D elements if you want. So before to that, let me show you one thing. So here we can say our track solid is in this position, whereas our grid is here. So it will be easy for us if the plane is on the grid here. It will be easy to add 3D objects. So first let's align this plane onto the grid. So for that we can't simply select this camera or track solid and move it accordingly. It will mess up the tracking data since it got this tracking information. So I will show you how to do that. So let's select the camera here. We got the camera, right? First we need to bring this cursor onto the camera. So Shift S, hold Shift and S, cursor to selected. Now we got the cursor here. So now Shift A, go to this empty, or else you can go to this add empty, select this plane axis, press S, increase the scaling. So now let's parent our camera to this empty here. So select the axis of camera, don't select the camera, it doesn't have the tracking data. Select the axis that has the tracking data. Now hold Shift key and select this empty. Now Control P and select this second option, which is object keep transform. Okay, so in the same way, let's select the solid and let's select the plane axis, hold Shift key and select this empty. Now Control P and select this second option. So now using this empty we can move the entire scene. So let's select the empty here. Now press 1 for front view, and first of all let's bring the track solid above. So G, Z, let's bring it here. Press 7 for top view and let's rotate it accordingly. So hold Shift key and rotate it. So I think this is fine. Okay, and let's bring the track solid here and press 1 for front view and let's rotate it. Yeah, I think this is okay. Now press 3 for side view and let's bring it straight, and also let's rotate it here. So okay, so I think this is okay. Now press G, Z and let's place this onto the grid. So here you can see we are placing just onto the grid here. So if I press 0 and if I play this, you can see we got our track solid in the scene and the tracking data is not messed up. Nice. So let's add our 3D objects. Before that, let's bring our cursor onto this world origin. So hold Shift and S, select this cursor to world origin. So we got the cursor here. So press 0 once again, and yeah, this is looking good. So first of all, let's select the plane here. Press tab key for edit mode, or else you can change this to edit mode here. Let's change this to edge selection. Let's select this edge, G, Y and drag it here a bit. Now let's select this edge here, E for extrude, Z and extrude along the Z axis here like this. So I think this is fine. So I will not extrude in this way because our shadow is falling here only. So this is already looking dark. So sun is in this position. So for that reason, we need to have our product shadow onto this wall. So for that reason, I have extended this one. So let's press tab, or else let's change this to. So now let's import our product here. So here I'm using this Blender kit to get 3D models. And by the way, Blender kit is free to download. You can use any of the product here like. So I'll search as simply product here and enter. So here I will use this water bottle product. So simply click on the model and it will be loaded in the scene. So here we got the water model. It is very small here. So right click, select objects, press S and increase the scaling. You can see we are getting that model. So it is parented to empty. So let's select the parent empty and let's increase the scaling. So first of all we need to clear the parent. So let's select the product here, Alt P and select this clear and keep transform. Now select the empty, Alt P, clear and keep transform. So now let's delete the parent. So now we got the product here. So now if I play this, you can see our product is staying in the scene and it is following the camera movement. Okay. So first of all, I will reduce this time length. So I don't want 250 frames. So I will reduce this to 150 frames. Okay. So now let's animate the product. So I will be at 120th frame. Press I on the keyboard to add keyframe for location and rotation. So now come to this 20th frame here and bring our product above. So press G, Z and move the product here, or else you can use this option, move option. So by using this you can move our product. So I will place our product here and I will give a rotation here a bit. So I will change this to 180 and press I on the keyboard to add keyframes. So now if I play this, you can see we got our product coming down like this. So let me place this once again. So I think I will move the keyframe to starting frame. So now we got our product animation done. So now let's move on to the render viewport. So let's come to this render viewport here. So here the scene is looking dark because there is no light in the scene. So here I will be using HDRs which are downloaded from Polyheaven. You can download free HDRs from Polyheaven. So I will load one HDRA. So come to this world properties, click on this color yellow dot, environment texture. So from here I will load an HDRA. So open. So let's come to this. So here you can see I got this HDRA. So this is matching with the footage. So if you see the footage, we got the blue sky. So I have selected this HDRA. So select it and open. So now you can see we got some light in the scene. So let's make it transparent. So come to this render properties, scroll down, film and enable this transparent option. So now you can see we got our product in the scene, and now we need to match the shadows as per the scene. So if I hide this out plane, so now let's hide the plane. So expand this one, hide it. So here you can see shadows are in this way, right? So I think we need to rotate the shadow. So for that, come to this shading option and change this to render viewport, press 0 to see through camera, and here from object change it to world. So now being selected this image node, Control T to add node wrangler. And by the way, if you're not getting this node wrangler, go to this edit, preferences, add-ons, and here look for node. So enable this node wrangler, save the preferences. After that, select this node and press Ctrl plus T, T for T. Okay. So now here using this rotation option, we can rotate the shadow. So now you can see we can rotate the shadow. So I think, yeah. So I think this is fine. So I think the product is not standing on the plane. So let's select the plane here, or else let's select the product only. Let's come and let's place this down here. Let's push it downward. So yeah, I think this is fine. Press I once again. So now if I play this once again, we got our product. So now come to this render settings once again, enable this ray tracing option, and also let's come to this color management and change this to standard to get the true colors. And if you want to add contrast here, let's come to this look option and add contrast. So I will add medium high contrast here. So here I will change this ray tracing fast GPU approximation to ambient occlusion so that we get this visible properly. So let me see. Okay, you can see the difference, right? Before it is global illumination, we are getting these shadows not that perfect. So let's change this to ambient occlusion. Okay, now this is looking good. So now let's change this rendering into cycles and device change it to GPU. So now let's select the plane, come to this object properties, come to this visibility option and enable this shadow capture. So now we got only shadows visible here. Okay, so once this is done, it's time to render. So come to this output properties here. By default, the resolution is set to Full HD. Change this if you want to, and enable this render region, crop to render region. Frame rate, we need to match with the footage. So footage frame rate is 29.97, so I change this to 29.97. Frame range here, I need 150 frames completely, so I leave this to 1 to 150. Change this if you want. And here we need to select a location where we can save the files. So let's come to this open. So here I have selected a location to save the file, and file format, let it be PNG, and make sure this RGBA is selected or else we won't get the alpha channel. And I think this is fine. So after that, come to this render and click on this render animation. So it will render only this object and shadow. We won't get the footage. So once the PNG sequence render is done, use any editing software to do the compositing. So in this way, we can create the CGI ads in Blender easily. So hope you guys have learned something new from this tutorial. If you have learned anything new, please like, share and subscribe my channel to support me. So I'll meet in the next video. Until then, signing off. Take care. Bye.